Lancashire hand Yorkshire the North Group title with victory over Derbyshire. Lancashire will look back on day 3 fondly. 80s from Al Davis and Keaton Jennings at the top of the order set the tone for their second innings. George Balderson followed with his maiden first-class half-century. Their exploits meant they'd head into the final day at 312 for 6 and with a lead of 336 after a ballistic batting performance. They'd returned to the middle on the morning of day 4 and picked up where they left off. Danny Lamb chasing a decent knock to go with his 4-wicket haul a few days ago on his 25th birthday. He showed some invention in his innings, ramping over fine leg for 4 and then for 6 in the very next over. A single off Connors ensured he picked up a maiden first-class 50 off just 49 balls. Quite a week for the Lancashire number 8. As soon as he reached the milestone, Villas waved them in, declaring on 356 for 6. Derbyshire had been set a huge 381 to pick up the unlikely win that could see them finish level on points with Essex in the race to Lords. They'd have to improve on their record chasing county cricket, that coming a few weeks ago at Trent Bridge. And they didn't get off to the best of starts. Billy Godalming again fell early. He was caught by Jones as Lamb continued to make his mark on the game. There was no keeping the bowler out of the action. Madsen was his next victim, out LBW for 9. The early wickets dried up as Reece and Deploy once again came together to try and jump-start the Derbyshire innings. They took the score through to 50, but were still more than 300 runs behind. They reached lunch at 56 for 2, the third wicket pairing doing well to deny Lancashire any further inroads. Both men forced the issue at the resumption. The patient, watchful conclusion to the first session gave way to a more aggressive approach from Derbyshire. Their renewed vigour paid dividends, and the target dropped below 300. Reece's endeavour came with a 50. Hartley swept for 2 to reach the figure for the 22nd time in his first-class career. He followed it by reversing Hartley for 4 to bring the 100 up. Another big shot saw Morley disappear for 6. But the 19-year-old debutant had the last laugh. Reece removed, caught by Jennings for 69. Hartley joined in. Deploy removed a few balls later, LBW for 24. He had another. Jennings once again on hand to see Hudson Prentice go for 1. Morley was back in the wickets in the next over. Critchley bowled for 7. The two spinners were trading wickets. Dahl now the man to fall, LBW to Hartley. Derbyshire in a real jam. Hussain would be unable to repeat his first innings heroics. Morley had him LBW for 6. Defeat now looked inevitable. McKiernan and Connors forged an important partnership. They guided their side to 150 and added 21 before tea was called. The score 156 for 8, the home side on the verge of victory. The Derbyshire duo rode their luck as the final session got underway. McKiernan hit a new highest score in the first innings and proceeded to do it again. Morley swept for 4 to move on to 35. The match headed towards the final hour of the day, and Lancashire had yet to pick up another wicket in the evening session. More men crowded around the bat, McKiernan belying his youth as he hogged the strike and frustrated. The visitors would finally lose their 9th wicket, Morley with his 4th. Connors out LBW for 9 off a quite remarkable 110 balls, and just one more wicket needed. A shot through the offside took McKiernan to his maiden first-class 50. A Herculean effort with the bat, his knock came from 129 balls. With the new ball available, Danny Lamb came back into the attack. It took him just 3 balls to make the fresh cherry count. McKiernan out LBW for 52. Lancashire's victory confirmed, their second of the Bob Willis Trophy. The Derbyshire defeat saw them relinquish top spot in the North Group. Yorkshire would finish the tournament on the top of the pile. Lancashire finished 3rd, but their attention will now turn to the Vitality Blast, where they have a real chance of success.